This video is for those of you who are driving to Italy for the first time, or who haven't been there in a long time and want to navigate the highways without unnecessary stress. In Italy, there are toll gates before entering the highway. In principle, it's the same system as in Croatia. Drivers who have electronic toll boxes called telepass simply pass through the gate marked telepass. If you drive through Italy as a visitor, however, you will most likely not have one of these devices. When entering the highway, look for the sign biglietto, which means ticket, and join the lane marked with this yellow biglietto sign. When it's your turn, the machine will give you a printed ticket. You take the ticket, the barrier opens, and you can enter the highway. You then drive along the highway until it's time to exit. At the exit, you'll again see several different lanes you can choose from. It's best to ignore the telepass lanes and the card-only lanes for now, and focus on the options marked with money symbols. There are usually two of these. One lane shows a symbol of money and a hand. This means the gate is operated by a person. You hand over your ticket and the money, they give you change if needed, open the barrier, and you leave the highway. However, at some exits this option might not be available, or the booth might be closed. In that case, choose a lane marked with money without the hand, or money and a card. There, you insert the ticket you received when entering the highway into the machine. The machine will display the amount you need to pay. You can pay with banknotes, coins, or sometimes a card. Just pay attention because there are different slots. One for banknotes, another for coins, and another for cards. Everything is clearly labelled and illustrated on the machine. If you don't pay the exact amount, the machine will give you change and open the barrier. I'll also share a personal experience with paying by card. You might not have any problems with it, so feel free to try it, especially if the machine also allows cash payments. But once I chose a lane where the only option was card payment. My card didn't work, possibly because it wasn't a credit card, just a regular bank card. I'm not sure. The machine started speaking to me in Italian, and I was already sweating. It repeated the message about 4 times. Then it printed a slip with instructions on which app or website I needed to use to pay, along with a reference number and the amount for using the highway. When I took the paper, the barrier opened and I was able to leave. So, technically, I exited the highway without paying, just with this piece of paper. Later, I had to install the app. Or maybe it could have been done directly on the website, I'm not sure. But I installed the app just to be safe. I had to fill in several details. Some parts could be translated into English, others were only in Italian. And I kept wondering, did I pay correctly? Did the system register it? I was pretty nervous about it because the toll was around €45, and I was worried I might have done something wrong. For the first 24 hours, the system wouldn't even allow me to pay. It showed a message saying I could only pay after 24 hours because the transaction hadn't yet appeared in their system. It was quite stressful for me at the time. That's why I personally wouldn't rely only on card payment. You can certainly try it, but I'd probably stick with banknotes if possible. With cash, either a person or the machine processes the payment right away, so you know everything is settled and you don't have to worry about whether you did something incorrectly. I'll also share something that surprised me while travelling around Italy. It was the gas stations. especially those outside the highways in regular towns. Many of them operated self-service only, or, for example, on Sundays, they were self-service only. Some stations had both options, self-service and a staffed pump. The interesting thing was that self-service fuel was sometimes about 20 cents cheaper per litre than having an attendant handle it. At one station, I encountered a situation where self-service was the only option. In that case, you need to insert your card into the pump before fueling, not after. The system reserves a certain amount on your card first. In my case, it automatically reserved about €110, and afterward, it only charged the actual amount I fueled. That was a bit surprising, but I hope I haven't stressed you out with all this. In reality, it's nothing complicated. Once you're there, you just go with the flow. Either someone helps you, or the machines guide you through the process. Most importantly, travel with joy and enjoy Italy. Have a nice day and buon viaggio, amici!